Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's doing well with this. If you have any questions, please make sure that you let me know. I filled out the answer key. I'm going to go a little faster with this video, but if you have any questions, please let me know. So this one, they want you to write an equation of the given trig function from 0 to 180. So this is the standard. We have y equals the amplitude. You need to decide if it's sine or cosine, frequency x. So you need to decide how many frequencies. You also have to decide if we have a reflection. If you pay close attention to this, the x values right here, this is going from 0 to pi radian, which is 180. And you guys have to realize when you write an equation, you're going from 0 to 2 pi, which is 360. Okay, so just keep that in mind. A lot of kids get that wrong because they only say that there's one frequency. So the first thing that you guys want to decide if it's sine or cosine, you're starting at -3 and ending at -3. So you guys realize that that is cosine. Your amplitude is 3 and it was reflected. This is the cosine and it was reflected over the x-axis. So you know you have a negative and that you have two frequencies. 1, 2. Here's from -3 to -3, and then again from -3 here to -3 to 360. Okay, 19, we're going to go on to the domain. We're going to talk about domain. Domain's the x value, so we're saying what x value would satisfy this square root. Okay, so let's just say, example, if I have the square root of 25, it's 5. That's great. If I have the -25, we know that that jumps into the imaginary. So our value underneath the radical has to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so you're going to set that equal, greater than or equal to 0. You're going to add 2 to both sides. X has to be greater than or equal to 2. So any value that's greater than or equal to 2 will be positive. So you guys can write that as an inequality or interval notation. X is greater than or equal to 2, or we start at 2 and go all the way up to infinity. We have a bracket with parenthesis here. Okay, we have g of f of 11. You guys can go ahead and start with g of f of 11. You always start with the f value first. Okay, you're working this way here. So you write down this, you're going to take 11 and you're going to substitute that in for the x value. So you have 11 minus 2, which is 9. The square root of 9 is 3. You're going to take that 3 and compose it into the g function, which is 20 minus x to the third power. So you're going to take 3 and put it in to the x value, okay? So we have 3 to the third, which is 27. 20 minus 27, that gives me my -7 value. 20 you can cross out. We didn't get to that. And now 21, they want us to write an equation of a line that's parallel. So you want to solve for y first by subtracting 3x to both sides of the equation. You guys know that parallel lines have the same slope, okay? So keep that in mind. So if this is -3, the equation that is parallel also has to be -3. Now, we have the slope and a point. So when you have the slope and your point, you can use the point-slope formula. So if you guys, a lot of you guys were forgetting that formula, so please make sure that you keep in mind that you do have to study that and know that. So we have y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. All you're going to do is you're going to substitute this in for x, this in for y, and this in for your slope. So we have y minus -1, that negative is going to give you a +1, equals 3, -3, parentheses, x minus 2. That's our x value. And you can leave it like that. That satisfies the equation. Some kids don't like to leave it like that and they like to solve for y, which is fine too. You can go ahead and distribute and combine like terms and clean that up, and that's perfect too. Okay, moving right along to 22. All right, with 22, you want to make sure that all of the bases are the same. when you set your exponents equal to each other. I always told everyone to start with the smallest base, which is 3, and see if you can change 27 to the base 3. So you ask yourself, 3 to what power gives you 27? 3 to the third power. So you have 3 to the third power, you keep that x, this all remains the same, equals, you're going to do the same thing. 3 to what power gives you 9? 3 to the second. And you're going to keep that 6x minus 11. You can go ahead and distribute. You have a power to a power. So you have 2 times 6x minus 11, which gives you 12x minus 22. Be careful here, because in this situation right here, the rule is you keep the base the same and you add your exponents. So you have 3x plus 2. 3x plus x gives me 4x plus 2. And once you get here, it's just a multi-step equation. You move that to the other side and divide both sides by 8, and x is equal to 3. Okay, for 23, you guys can go ahead and skip that. We didn't touch upon that. All right, this formula is given, so you guys would just have to go to your formula sheet and make sure that you guys use that. You're going to substitute this in for x, this in for your y, and when you do your a and your b, you want to make sure that you use this for your a and your coefficient in front of your y for your b. Okay? And other than that, you just throw that right into your calculator. So you have 3 times, you're going to substitute 4 in, plus your y value, which is 1 times, you're going to substitute this in for y, -2 plus 10, divided by the square root of, you have your a and your b, 3 squared plus 1 squared. And you're going to get 20 divided by the square root of 10. Now you have to rationalize your denominator, so you're going to multiply both the top and the bottom by radical 10. And you're going to get 20 radical 10 divided by 10, and then you can reduce 20 divided by 10, which gives you 2. So your final answer is 2 radical 10. And last but not least, 25, you guys have to be extremely careful with 25 for several reasons. The first thing is that you guys can see that we're missing the x squared, so you have to make sure that you fill that in. You're missing, so it has 3, 2, 1, and then your constant. So your coefficients are going to be 4, 0, -8, 4. And then this right here, you have to solve for x, and x is equal to 2. So you're going to be using 2, or a lot of you guys just know that you're going to use the opposite there. Okay, so once you guys get that set up, most of you guys are really good with the division part. Bring down the 4, you multiply, add 8, 2 times 8 is 16, -8 plus 16 is 8, 2 times 8 is 16, 20. And then make sure that you write your final answer. You're going to go down by 1, so if this is x to the third, this is going to be x squared. So you have 4x squared plus 8x plus the 8. You have a remainder 20 over the x minus 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please let me know. Have a wonderful day. Bye.